Everyone's Jane, Jen. I've got the days.
So I have two bolsters. So if you want to try the class before you buy one, but you'll probably want to just get one for yourself. Eventually, we'll try it first.
I was just wondering if I don't know why I want to call her Melissa. See, what's the problem?
Who?
I just make up names for people.
Well, that's okay. We'll all just call Sarah Melissa. So what we have solidified is we just buy our t-shirt as Melissa.
I can't get it out of my head.
I know, I have people like that. Someone I trained at Good Life, her name was Leslie, and I always called her Karen. So finally I just said to her, "You're just Karen." And she said, "Okay, I'm Karen." So I just call her Karen all the
As
time.
long as she wasn't a Karen.
But I had a lovely East Indian lady who I, for the longest time, thought her name was Annie. And then she started writing, she sent me a little, "Oh, it's Annie." And then I found out maybe 3 years later that it wasn't Annie, it was Rahal, and she just decided not to correct me. And was like, "So Annie it is forevermore."
Yeah, I remember that.
That's
Don't like that.
How often do you do? Is this a 3 week and then you switch to another program or how do
I
you
do, or sometimes I just switch some things up once everyone's got something sorted.
Okay, so you don't keep 2 weeks or 3
But sometimes I
weeks?
do,
Yeah,
but
just so we get it down pat.
yeah, but I'm yes, I do every 2 weeks. It's pretty much every week.
Yeah. That makes a big difference.
Right, we're gonna start.
Okay.
It's open in case someone comes, but I will still.
Okay.
Yeah, what I was thinking is she has some equipment somewhere. We could look at potentially it could be rentable. Okay, sure. Like, I don't know, that's an option if she has it stashed away, and she was fully loaded with everything, so I don't know what she did with it.
Maybe she sold it.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's a 20 space studio.
Yeah.
So there would be 20 bolsters at least. And if we just, just an idea. All right, we'll start with our warm up, which typically is seated. So find a seat that works for you. Do you want a mat? Are you joining us?
Well, I'm just gonna leave it open in case.
Okay.
All
All right. Okay. I didn't give you any other stuff.
I didn't say, that's okay, I can grab it.
All right. Got a band.
You have to take that right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
You're actually using the class today.
Oh, lovely.
Is this on?
It's on.
Nice. I can't see my head, so it's lovely. Quite happy with that. Alrighty. So you're gonna anchor down through your sit bones, and then lift up through your spine. Soften those shoulders down from your ears. A little bit of sort of gravitational pull down through the knees. And just sort of settle in for a moment. We want to find our sort of in between, our pelvic floor, the core stability here. Basically turn the abdominals on. So just start to rock forwards and backwards. Not the whole body, basically the lower back, the hip area, and the pelvis. So anterior, posterior tilt here. And then we're going to find that neutral spot somewhere in the middle, and that's where we're going to land. Okay, and then we'll do a big inhale, reach up. Take your left wrist with your right hand and pull up and over to the right side. On an exhale, circle down, come back up, switch sides, take that right wrist, come over to the left, and then circle down and up. Release your hands, reach up to the sky, look up now, turn the palms out, start to roll your wrists, wiggle your fingers, get a little bit of movement in there. And then that left hand's gonna come behind you and your right hand is gonna rest on your left knee, which is moving into a twist. Bring that left arm up, lateral lean to your right side. Exhale, bring that left hand down to the right knee. From here, we're going to squeeze the shoulders and drop the chin down to the chest. So we should feel sort of an expansion across the scapula, across the upper back, and roll the shoulders inwards. So we just want to really stretch out through the upper back here. And then we'll release our arms, sweep back up to the sky. Once again, roll the wrists, wriggle, I can't say that, wriggle the fingers, wriggle. And then reach over and look over your right side. Right hand is going to sweep up and over, nice lean, big opening on the right side body. Exhale, let's bring that right hand down to the left knee. Once again, we're going to squeeze. So it's a big rounding of the upper back here. That's where we find our stretch. And then slide your hands apart. Bring your hands down by your hips. Drop the chin down towards your chest. Roll the chin up to the right side. You might feel some snap, crackle, pop happening here. Lower the chin down. It's like you're tracing the left line of your t-shirt up to the left. Do a couple of those. We are going to be putting some sort of emphasis on our neck in some of these poses or movements today. So that's why I wanted to warm up the upper back, which means sort of a crunch type thing, which we all love. I didn't want to drop that in there, but I thought just okay. Come back to neutral, keep the chin down towards the chest, bring the hands up, interlace your fingers, and you want to feel some weight now. So we want to drop the chin down, put a bit of weight on the back of the head. Release your hands down to the floor. We're going to lift that chin up to the ceiling, opening the mouth as we do it. And then closing the mouth. And back to neutral, hands to knees. Let's do our Sufi rolls, just warming up the lower back now and the hips. Bob, if you want to come in and grab, because you need a mat, you're going to need a mat. Or you could use a squishy thing behind you. Either or. And you're going to need a ball, there's a ball. Yeah. And switch directions. Okay, bring your hands behind you, feet to the floor, get into the hips a little bit, and now moving into the lower back. Beautiful. I'm swiveling, you're staying where you are, legs out, start to roll those ankles, point flex feet. And then just going to move forwards and backwards. A little bit of next time you're probably about 2/3 of the way up the mat, you're going to pause, root down to your sit bones and back to your legs, reach up through the arms. We're going to dive over that beach ball. Fingertips reach ahead of the toes, and then we draw those elbows in. Reach up, dive over. one of those, and then we'll move into our abscess. Okay, so for this, I would suggest using the ball, perhaps for the first part. You might need to deflate it. Easiest way to deflate it is to sort of come underneath and find the bottom of the thing and just pump it up a little bit. See how mine's a bit squishier? You might not want to use your ball. We're going to actually place the band over our feet and keep the feet about hip width apart. And you're going to need to keep this handy as well. The reason I'm suggesting the ball is to place it behind your back. Just the tailbone. You need a band.
Yeah. Yes. Circle band, you ready for another bicep? That's gonna be bad.
Stop the back.
Do this? We'll learn that. Oh, I got one. I got one. Sorry.
Do you want a heavy or a medium?
Medium is fine.
Okay. All right, so for the first set, you want your heels down to the floor and your toes facing upwards. All right. I'm just gonna put my ball down. The ball placed at the base of the spine. We're leaning back. Now you don't have to have the ball. You can come back without the ball. Really depends on how your back feels. Little bit of resistance there. So we're pulling that band apart, chin to the chest, and we want our eye gaze towards the top of the mat. And after 3, 2, 1, start to pulse. I'm coming up, you keep going. Find your breath here. Balance inhales and exhales, and we're not racing, we're keeping it slow. We're not like, it's not going to go any quicker if you go any faster.
It hurts more if you go slower.
I know.
No pain, no gain.
We want the abdominals on. There's a slight tuck there in the pelvis. Engagement in the core. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we can rest here. Next set, I will show you. We're coming down onto our backs, and we're hovering the head up off the floor. You can keep your head down if that's really not working for you with your neck and your back, okay? But this gives you more action within your core. Knees are up. It's just the left leg to start. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we switch sides. So we do 60 seconds on the left leg, 60 seconds on the right. So make your way down. 3, 2, 1, left leg, push. Bring it back in. Good. Just the one leg, and then you bring it back in. Got it. You're halfway. She's gonna crawl. Okay. Nice. Remember, if you lift your shoulders up, you're gonna get in there a little bit deeper. 15 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Bring your knees into your chest. You still want to keep that band there. Maybe move from side to side. Maybe circle around the sacrum area. Then we'll hover those legs back up, bringing those bands slightly apart, so hip width apart. Bring your hands behind your head, lift your shoulders up, elbows out, chin to chest. Now it's the right leg. Press out, draw it in. Press out, draw it in. So we keep that left knee hovering above the left hip. It's just the right leg that's moving. Halfway. And then if you're finding this too much, I'll show you another option in the next set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. When you're ready, you can roll yourselves back up. You can just keep that band looped around your foot because we're going to be using it for the next little while. So this next set, some of you did this with me before. Some of you haven't. Still, we want that resistance there, so we're opening up with the band, and then you can place the other band around. We're leaning back, chin to chest. Now we did this with weights before. Today we're using the resistance bands. Obviously, the shorter they are, this one's got a tear in it, so it might go flinging across the room at some point. I'm just giving you that heads up, just in case. And then the movement, before you start, the movement's going to be up. There you go. I will use weights. It's the same movement, just it's a different tool, that's all. That's actually a new one as well. That's bad. New TheraBand. It's not like a special TheraBand too. So anyway, okay, so the movement is up, out, and around. Up, out, and around. Off you go. I have to come at an angle because I don't have enough room there. Up, out, in. Exhale on the exertion. So typically that's when you come up without drawing a circle. All right, we have almost, now we have 15 seconds. 8, 7, 2 pounds, these are 2.5, you lied to me. 3, payback. 2, and 1, woo. Now we want to take a rest, take a sip of water. It is kind of steamy in here, but it's where I am. Okay, if you feel like you need to stretch it out a little bit with the arms. I'm going to move again back into our pulses. Use those bands to create that resistance because you can feel everything turning on. Right in here, right down here, right in here. Lean as far back as you can. Remember to keep the chin tucked. Pull your hands out, hands are at shoulder height. Start to pulse. Toes are pointing up. Yes. Nice. Nice. Control the good breath. Get to breathe. Gordon, are you breathing there? You breathing?
Trying to remember.
It's usually you want a little bit of space between your mouth, lips, upper and lower rest. Right. 3, 2, 1. So I said I'll show you an option. Another option for this one is to come onto your forearms. So I was down on my back and I had my head lifted. Obviously that's more you're actually more. If you come onto your forearms, it's still there. We're going to bring those knees up and we start with the left leg. When you're ready to go, 3, 2, 1. Left leg presses out, right leg stays still. Exhale as you kick away. Inhale as you come in. Got it. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs, and then we can rest after we've done the other side. So it's now the right leg that extends forward. So either forearms down to the floor, or that slight hovering of the upper back and the head. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest and take a breath out. Okay, now we're moving back into our big circles. So once again, you can use your ball behind you. We can place that band over the feet, so we have that resistance, heels down, toes up. And if you're using your resistance band, this one's really short, but it's gonna be a bit of a workout for me. All right.
You want to switch your?
Maybe, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so lean back, chin down, toes up, out, circle, in, up, out, circle. And if anyone wants to try it with the weights, let me know. I'll bring them over to you. Keep going, you're good. So we have 6, I know, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breather. Moving into our last out step. Have a sip of water if you need. Is this someone's here? No? So back to our pulses. Lean back, it's a short round, short sets now. Pulses, 30 seconds. Off we go. Remember that abdominal engagement. Good, strong breath. 4, you're getting shaky. 3, 2, 1. Roll up. Remove that ball. Your choice now whether you come onto your forearms, onto your back, or that hover. More challenging would be the hover. We want the elbows wide. Remember, start with the left leg, extend, exhale, inhale. Left leg only, right leg is static. If I'd have known I'd been on camera, I'd have washed my feet, Bob. Listen, I can hardly remember one thing, let alone baby wipes. All right, pause. Other side, right leg. Did we all do the switch there? Okay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Almost there. And then I've got some lovely other things for us to do. When you're ready, rock back up.
So we finish that.
Almost there. We've got our, and something else we're doing, you're going to feel your abs too. So I'm going to use, actually, I actually like using the weights. It's tricky, but, so we lean back, remember, abs are on, get that sorted, get hands to shoulder height. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, up, out, in, up. And the thing is with these, yeah, we've got ab sets, but actually there's a lot going on. There's legs, arms, back. That's almost too short for you, isn't it? Exhaling as you rise up. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're not going to need that. Just do that little rock from side to side. Listen up a little bit. Then we're going to come on and do some back work. So, hands and knees. Somebody from Rickshaw bought some of those pads into me the other day as a gift. So you can use these for your people. These pads, if you have knee issues, are really awesome. They're from a Dollarama and they're $4 and they're yoga specific. They're really worth buying. Yeah. And they're selling like hotcakes. Okay, so we're back on our hands and knees, all fours. We want to step that right foot back and then hover it up, pointing the toes. So that leg is not higher than the hip or lower, it's equal. There's a balance. When you're ready, reach forward with your left arm. We're going to open on the diagonals. They're going to be very small movements, no further, not off the mat, just out to the corners and then back. 3, 2, 1, go. Think about that pelvic stability. Notice if you have your right hip higher than your left. You'll feel it, you know you're doing that. Imagine that little marble right at the sacrum area, right by your Lululemon logo or whatever it is you've got on the back of your pants. You want to keep that marble there. Right, okay, well, me too. I'm just being fancy.
What's the Walmart brand?
I think isn't it called athletic? Athletes.
I'm going to change pants.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Take a breather if you need to. Take a breather anyway. And then we're going to switch sides. I don't know whether the camera wants my bum or my face. It's hard. Left leg steps back, lift it up, reach forward with that right arm now. Starting our diagonals, open and close. You want that neutral neck too, so the chin needs to come in a little bit towards the chest, and you want to keep your gaze towards the top of the mat. Exhaling on the more exhilarating, whatever is more challenging, whether it's the opening or drawing back in, or maybe it's all of it, because this is the spinal balance that we're doing here. I'm hoping this next step. Right, make your way back to neutral. Step your right foot back. Now we're going to do rainbows. So the right foot lifts, we tap over to the left, and then hopefully you're not going to kick anyone here, and then we send that right leg up, and then we tap, and we're not following the foot with the head.
And then over to the right, eh?
Yes. That's it. Nice. It's really nice for the hip. You actually want to kick out, keep that foot, yes.
I
So we're
will hit check.
No, I'm not worried.
going to switch sides. I'm going to have to turn around because I've got this space here. Bring that left leg up, tap over, and then keep on. So it's the opposite side now. Tap, look at the foot, extend out, flex the foot. Nice. Three, 2, 1. There we go. We'll do another set of diagonals, and we'll just do 10 reps both sides, and then move into a down dog. New thing that I'm throwing in today.
Oh, no.
All right, so right foot steps back, hover that leg up, reach forward again, draw the chin in, turn the core on, open, and close. Exhale, inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Other side. Left foot steps back, lift it up, reach forward again. Let's go. Open, close. Exhale, inhale. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, take a wee child's pose. Come down. Make yourself into a little ball. I can't put my head up. Have you seen my cut on my head? I whacked my head on the kitchen cupboard yesterday. I know. Right. You ready for my new favorite? This is kind of almost like a yoga move, really. So we're going to tuck the toes and hover the knees off the floor. So this is like a slow motion hover, downward facing dog. Left hand reaches towards the right calf, right hand reaches towards the left. Then we come back into that hover. Inhale up into your downward dog. Off we go. We're going to do 10. Left hand, right hand, hover the knees. That's 1. Come back up. Left hand to right leg. Right hand to left leg. Plant the hands, hover the knees. Get that core engaged. Get those abs on. Straighten out the legs. Micro-bend to the knees, can you see? Left hand, right hand. There's a lot to think about here. We're also working with our breath. Exhaling in that hover. Inhaling as we come back up. Exhale to right leg. Inhale back. Exhale to left leg. Anyone counting? Is that 3? Let's say that's 3. 4. 5. 4, sorry. And then hover. Come back up, nice and slow. Right side, left side. Over those knees. Come back up. This is maybe 7, at least. 8. Over those knees. 9. Over. Last one. All right, come into your plank. Either hold your plank or lower your knees. Actually, we can all lower the knees. Let's bring the knees down to the mat, lift the toes up off the floor, point the toes, keep the elbows hugged into the body, and slowly, with control, lower the chest down to the floor. Bring the toes down to the floor. Inhale, press up into a low cobra. Exhale, come back down. And again, inhale, press up. Let's get those trans abs working a little bit here. Let's do 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck those toes, press up through tabletop, and make your way to a seat. You can even sit on a squidgy ball here. Do you like those? They're my new favorites. I've got another new yoga move to find out, but well, maybe next week. So we're just going to do a little bit of arm work. We've done just to sort of wind us down to get into the arms a little bit more. You're going to use your resistance bands. You're going to bring your hands out in front of you. Obviously, the shorter the length, the more tension there is. And then we're just going to open and close. exhaling as you open. Inhale as you close. This one's sneaky. These are sneaky. Okay. Lower that down. And now we're just going to do a transition where we open up. And you don't have to do that silly noise that I'm doing as if you're you can pretty well, when you do this, feel everything kicking in the arms and the shoulders. Anyone got any shoulder injuries that I should be aware of, rotator cuff or anything like that? Torn? So you just stick with what
It's
was,
a little irritated now, it's much improved.
okay, because the next one is the one that can be troublesome for that. All right, bring those straps up, and then we're just gonna bring those arms behind us. Up. And this is flossing our shoulders, getting rid of any screaming tension we might have from the day that we're not going to carry into our evening. Gosh, I love this. I know it's not everyone's. Okay, let's just do one more of those. And behind, and release. Shake it out. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, squeeze arms together, lift up. Bring your hands over to your right hip and just draw that ear down. Come back to center, switch hands over to the left side, lower that left. Back to center, release the hands, bring that left arm in. Switch. Shake it out, shake the wrists out. Come on, let's go forwards one more time. And just roll it out. So barrel rolls, really bend the elbows, get into the shoulders, get into the hips. Make sure you go in opposite directions. And then we'll tuck our toes, press up into our downward dog with a nice bent knee, almost like a squat here. Start to walk your hands up towards your feet and find a forward fold. Hands come behind your legs, give yourself a bit of a massage, rub up and down the backs of the legs, and then give yourself a bit of a pummel too. Nice. And then from here, hands to shins or fingers to the floor, come up halfway. Good extension of the spine there, flexion as we fold back down, and then very slowly with dangly arms and a heavy head, let's roll up. Bringing our weight into all four corners of both feet. Roll up, bring the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Do that a couple of times. And then shake it out again. And then we're just going to move from left to right, tapping opposite kidney areas or kidney meridians. And then just stand for a moment, feet, your hands facing, or palms facing forward. Fully engage here, squeeze everything in, engage the pelvis, the core, what we call in yoga our mula bandha, our root lock. Internal rotation of the legs. It's like just squeezing into a sausage casing. Right? And then we'll do a big reach up. Look up. Exhale, relax the legs, draw your hands to the center. Bring your hands around you. I'm a minute short, sorry about that. Yeah, I agree. I don't think so. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
And the elements?
They go in the basket, there's a basket. Things popped up, but I wasn't paying attention.